Well, Fran, that was about as clean of a half of basketball. I think you had 1 turnover in the second half, 5 overall. You must be happy with the way you control the ball.
Well, you know, I think when you're going to beat a good team, there's a number of things you have to do. The first half, I thought we got pounded on the glass. We ended up out-rebounding them for the game, so we out-rebounded them in the second half, I think, by 4. 5 turnovers for the game. You know they're going to press late if they're behind, which they did, so we handled the pressure. We drove the ball against a team that's going to be up. Got to the free throw line, for 25 for 31, and essentially put the game away late by making sure we're in the double bonus. That's understanding how to manage the game. So a lot of great individual performance. I thought Basabi, with the double-double and 4 blocks, we've been on him to start cleaning up the lane a little bit. Much better defensively, I thought. Our focus was better. We did give them 55% in the second half. They were taking the ball to the basket a lot. We got to do a little better job containing dribble penetration. And what's his name? Wiley got away from us twice, and that they were breakdowns. He's too good a three-point shooter, but that was early, and we cleaned that up.
Coach, this tie game 7 minutes ago, and you went on an 8-0 run, and it ended with Nelson coming from weak side, blocking a shot. Devin gets it to Matt for the run out, the layup. It's kind of the best of both worlds, isn't it? A little defense and a little offense.
Well, yeah, and it's exactly how we want to play, Rick. I mean, at that juncture in the game, they were driving the ball more than they were shooting the ball. And if they come down the lane, you got to challenge at the rim, which is what he did, and then you've got to convert at the other end. And that was a big play. There's no question about it. You're absolutely right.
Do you feel good about where Milson is? Last probably 4 or 5 games, he's really
more like himself.
Yeah,
yeah, he is. He's much more comfortable. I think, as we haven't obviously broken the game down, but as we talked about the game, we probably need to give him the ball more. I think he's at that point where, what did he go? He was 6 for 9. A lot of those were putbacks. We got to go to him even a little bit more, and I think he'll respond.
Have you made yourself a tougher team to guard? It seemed like last year you didn't have a whole lot of options. Teams late in shot clocks knew where you were going, but it seems like you can score from a lot of different spots.
We can, and of course that was what we had hoped to achieve. I thought Oglesby's 3 was as big a shot in the game as there was.
That was a set play out of the timeout.
Yeah, so, Aaron White, he's got the inside-outside game. There's so many, and Zach was in foul trouble, so he wasn't really as effective tonight, but he's a weapon. So we do have more options, and it does make us that much harder to guard, I think, especially late, like you said.
Just like we saw Devin make that leap over the last couple of weeks, talk about what Aaron White's doing, and is he striving to get that consistency, and can he do that all season long? What he's been able to do?
Well, he can. He's going to go up against some really strong seniors in this league as we move into league play. And I think one of the problems he had up until now was not his ability, it was fatigue, it was stamina, it was sustaining the effort that he gives you right when you put him in the game. But I think what's happened is as he's gotten more minutes and he's had more success, he's understanding how to manage his win, especially with timeouts, and assert himself and not, early on he was sort of just dying on us. We just had to go get him. He was shot. He'd play himself to where he couldn't make another move. He's not doing that now. And when you look at the fact, 18-6. And you look at Marble, 18-8, 5, 3, 3, and that's pretty good line right there.
If you look at Devin's line, I think maybe the most impressive thing, a couple times he had a couple of spot jumpers. He'll stop and rolls up, hit the jumper. That's part of his game. Maybe he's not been consistent, but if he can add that, he's really going to be.
Well, the thing about it, Rick, is I think that's a good observation. But who's going to block that? He's 6'6" and long. If he drives you back and raises up, he's going to get that shot off. Now, he's got to make it, and he's making it. But I think you can see in his face he's very comfortable shooting it. Like the one he made that put us up 8, I forget how much time was left, was a big shot right in front of our bench. That was a big shot, and he raised up and knew that sucker was in. And that's how you want your guys playing.
You've won 3 games in the last 6 days. Looked good doing it. Do you feel like you're kind of hitting a stride now, or after get some choppy?
Well, I think what we did was we grew up a little bit. we're obviously playing better at both ends of the floor. We have more people playing better. You know, we're still finding our way. We had some injuries. You know, Cartwright's situation in that period of time was unknown virtually. You know, and then, you know, we had to put Devin in there and figure out what we're going to go behind him. And now at least we have them both. We can play them together. We can play Bryce behind Dev. You know, and it's helped settle everybody down. Once Devin is established that he's really a quality point guard, and we have an incredibly talented backup, essentially, who may end up starting at some point, you know, if he keeps working on it. It settles everybody else down. You can run your sets, you can run your motion. You have more drivers, you have more people breaking the defense down to then set up your shooters. So Eric May is open, and Josh and Matt are open. That's what you need.
You talked about Boise on film looking like a team that would give you a Big Ten-like test. Did it turn out that way tonight?
No, there's no question, and I knew they would. I don't often talk about the other coach, but you know, I think Leon does a really good job with this team. I mean, they are hard to prepare for. They have you spread out. They run misdirection, dribble handoffs, and counters, and it really, really forces the defense to focus the entire possession, the entire game. And you know, they can carve you up, and they have a number of different weapons, and their players play with a comfortability that you want. It's the reason why they have 9 wins. And you know, that team will make some noise in that league, I can tell you that.
You handle the Christmas days, so you give the guys a couple days off?
Yeah, I really believe that they need to be with their families and step away for a couple days. So tomorrow they'll go home. Some will go home tonight, the ones that can drive probably, but we'll be home tomorrow, and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day we'll practice on the 26th. And what I told them to do was they got to get after it when they're home. Don't play, but get on the bike, run, get shots up, stretch, that kind of thing.
With the younger guys like Marble and White looking like they're going to have added responsibility during the grind of a Big Ten schedule, how do you prepare those guys, both physically and mentally, going into that 18-game schedule?
We just stay on them and keep showing film and keep talking to them and making sure they understand what's necessary. You know, and then we also talk about understanding how to manage the next couple months off the court. You know, the decisions that you make, where you go. Are you getting your rest? Are you taking care of your body? Are you eating properly? You don't think well, who wouldn't? But you know, sometimes these young kids, they sleep and they don't eat. Can't understand why they lost 9 pounds. You know, and those kinds of things we constantly talk to them about to make sure that doesn't happen. Because for those 2 guys in particular, that would be a problem.
Coach, you kind of touched on this, but are you happy or pleased at all to kind of have your team go through a game like this where it's close pretty much throughout the whole game, and now that you're heading into league play?
You know, I really think, you know, as I looked at this game, you know, part of me said, you know, I don't need Boise State in my life right now. You know, we're trying to get some confidence. But the reality is, it's sort of exactly what we needed. We needed a test tonight. We needed somebody to come in here and, you know, you hit them and they hit you right back, and you hit them and they hit you back. Because that's what our league is, night in and night out. And we had to gut one out. We had to win a close game. We had to take care of the ball and make our free throws and not turn it over and get a couple stops when we needed them against good players, and that's what we did.